Your mom and your girlfriend switch bodies. The only way to get them back to normal is to bang one of them. Which one do you bang?
I don't even know how to I don't even know how to ingest what you just asked me.
All right. What's up, everyone? We're back. Left hooks are free. Right hooks are always half off. Right? Are we doing half off still?
Always half off.
All right. Sounds good. Man, it's been a while. I'm sure our audience is anxious to hear from us, our two people.
2022, and we're fucking back.
2022. New house. Was I in here the last? Did we record one while I was in here?
Nope, you've moved a couple times as well.
So, I am in Wabash now.
Wabash.
I don't know if I should even tell people that online.
Pull up all.
Just got back from an Arizona trip.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty happy. I'm back home despite that it snowed about an inch last night.
Yeah, fuck all that. I actually I heard a rumor while you're out in Arizona on your trip. I heard.
All right, what's that?
I heard that Bubbles has done slim down.
Yeah. The that guy Brian has lost a lot of weight doing frisbee golf.
Very interesting.
You heard that right. Frisbee golf will get you into shape. You don't have to do coke.
Or you can do coke while you play frisbee golf. It's your choice. It's 2022. Do what you want. Technical difficulties. Stand by. Beep.
Yeah, so I'm kind of watching the game right now, so I can fill you in on what's happening. I got all the setups. I got all the screens. I got a Chromebook. I got a Mac Mini, and I have an iPad Pro. We have it all going on here. I have bets on today that I won't tell you guys what I bet on because YouTube will get mad at me.
Facts.
But
where can
I have money on this.
Where can they find out what you're betting on?
All right, so if you guys really want to know what I'm doing, right, I'm offering free, I guess advice is what they would consider it now, but I'm offering free detail on what I'm betting and why I'm betting it on the Left Hooks Are Free Substack. Left Hooks Are Free at Substack or something, .substack.com, whatever. You'll find it. Go to Substack. I know it's where all the pubbies are going.
All the what?
To speak freely. I call Republicans pubbies now.
The pubbies, huh?
It makes it sound cute. You know, considering they're in such a negative light. It's like alky, right? Yeah. Like alcoholics are in a negative light. But if you call them an alky, they don't sound so bad. I'm
not gonna lie to you. There ain't a whole lot of cute Republicans out there.
Get real. Have you seen Fox News?
No, not really.
Oh, you don't like the pale women's.
I really don't.
So that makes sense.
If they look like they do well in a cold climate, they're not for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I got you. So it's currently 20-3 on the Bucks game. So I think we can nullify that. I called it. Go to Substack. I called the Rams win this game. Neither one of us watched the damn fights last night. That was your job.
It was my job.
You were supposed to watch the fights.
I was tired. And, I sat there on my couch and I said, I'm tired from this blue-collar living that I got going on now. I was like, what do I got to do to get these fights? I either have to pay the 80 racks, pay the $80 to get the pay-per-view.
80 racks.
Not worth it. I'm not going to lie to you. That card was not worth my money, just being honest. Or I can go, because I have a UFC gym membership, I can go there and walk 500 miles on the treadmill while I watch these fights. But I was so exhausted, I was like, well, let me take a nap and think about it. Done. That was the end of the evening for me. Sleepies.
So, two big fights, two title fights were on it. Figueroa versus Moreno. Figueroa came out ahead via decision. And Cyril Gane versus Francis Ngannou, in which Ngannou came out on top in a decision.
Yeah, that's wild.
Everyone thought that fight would be a finish. And like I said actually on my Substack was, don't ever think that a UFC fight is going to go to a finish. Don't ever think that. It is decisions are abundant. Knockouts are abundant too, but it's so hard to call which ones are going to be a knockout. Always, always, always have a contingency plan that incorporates a decision win. Also, my boy and I, we discussed that Cyril Gane fight. We didn't think that fight was going to be a decision without it being Cyril Gane being the winner.
Oh, no chance. Did I think Francis is going to go all 5 and win a decision? Like, that wasn't, in the words of Anthony Smith on the post-fight show, he's like, Francis and Ngannou winning via decision. He's like, that's not what happens.
Facts.
No way.
The funny thing about that is from what I saw, he somewhat wrestle fucked Cyril Gane. Sorry, wrestle bleeped. He went at him on the wrestling game, which is kind of Stipe Ngannou-esque from what I saw.
Yeah, and from what I saw,
that
the grappling was not high level on either party.
No, well, we knew that wasn't going to happen, but the question is, did he stop boxing Cyril Gane because he couldn't handle it? That's my big question. When I go to watch the fight, when it eventually gets dropped, that's what I want to know.
Well, I can hit you with this stat. Throughout the entirety of the fight, Francis Ngannou only landed 9 strikes to the head on Gane. If that paints you a picture.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because it sounds like Cyril Gane turned him into a wrestler and then didn't have a plan for turning Francis into a wrestler.
Both parties threw throughout the entire fight less than 200 strikes each. And I think Ngannou was barely over 100.
That's craziness.
It's kind of, like I said, I didn't watch it. I'm just talking highlights right now. So I'm talking out my culo, man. But it just gives me the vibe of the whole Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou fight, which may have been the most boring fight to ever grace the UFC octagon. And
I like how Tom Brady's wife isn't even watching the game. Sorry.
Oh, she's not.
They're just happy to be on camera. She's just like chatting it up.
Hey,
they showed her just now.
Live her life.
She's not even doing nothing. She don't even care. She knows that it's about to be a bad night in the Brady household.
Yeah, I wonder if Antonio's moved out yet.
He's got to.
What if he just shows back up tonight, no shirt? He's like, I told y'all.
Comes in the building the same way that he left. That guy's my hero.
I don't know about that, but
he's my hero.
I'm glad that he does. He does what he wants without. He ain't really hurting nobody. Just living his life, throwing gummy bear penises at folks.
Dude, whatever you got to do. What you got to do to stay relevant. Besides football.
I blame Burfict. After he cracked Antonio with
Montez?
that illegal hit, he ain't never been the same. Technical difficulties, stand by. Beep.
What else is new? What else do we have?
I'm just kind of. I just want to throw these numbers at you for this Ngannou-Gane fight. Because who would have ever effing thought that this is how this would have went? Control time. What would you coming into this expect the control time to be?
0.
Exactly. Francis Ngannou had over 8 minutes of control time. 8 minutes.
That's almost 2 rounds.
Yeah. And then I think looking at another 3 and change for Gane. Don't quote me. So we're talking about almost 3 whole rounds spent with these two oversized fucking turds wrestling each other, and not good wrestling either. This was like poor wrestling. I did see some improvement with Ngannou on the highlights. He did a nice little body lock hip drop off the cage, very Juliana Pena-esque, Amanda Nunez. The technique was scruffy at best, but at least he knew to do it, you know what I mean? And then Gane did get caught throwing a high kick, and Francis just got up under that knee and around the waist and fucking just slammed his shit, which was not going to feel good. We're talking 265 to 280 for these guys, just slamming each other around. So I'll give him that. There's definitely improvements in the grappling, but it was not clean looking grappling by any stretch.
Yeah, and to be fair, we really don't see too much clean grappling in the heavyweight division. I mean, who do we have? Cain Velasquez used to be pretty good at it. Fedor,
John
he
and
was he
John
was
and
good.
DC were probably like the sharpest.
Yeah, DC. John hasn't even fought at that weight yet, so we don't even know what that looks like.
I'm already
Um,
assuming that that's his. To me, after watching that, this is John Jones's division. Don't no questions asked.
I could see that. Well, I mean, we already kind of thought that. The question is can he take a lick? That's because he does get hit. Will he not understand his reach advantage enough, or his decrease in reach advantage enough to compensate for getting hit at least slightly? John rolls pretty well, but still, you're getting hit by a truck. So I don't know.
Yeah, my biggest thing though is like these guys aren't even getting into exchanges, and you could argue that it's the power, right? Because you got obviously Francis is the next level power, and then you have Gon's power is not too shabby either. But we're not assuming John has that power, but I just feel like his striking prowess is so far ahead of them that he can make them hesitate without the threat of the one punch KO. So to me, I feel like whoever goes up with whether it's Ngannou or Gon, depending on if they give John the title shot out the jump, whoever he squares off with is going to have some hesitancy. And if this is what that looks like for y'all, John's washing everybody.
I just remember him getting hit from Gustafsson and DC enough to make me worry. And Dominic Reyes. He got hit from Dominic Reyes enough to make me worry as well. So it DC is definitely a shorter man and still got in the pocket, but neither one of those dudes is as technical at getting in the pocket, but they're also big, so they don't have to, so they can kind of run it like a Gustafsson. The question is for me, is John Jones going to understand that he literally can't get hit clean?
Yeah, you can't
because usually with the guys he fought, he was able to get, he could eat one clean one and still bail out of the pocket and be okay. And you could roll a DC punch, and he did. He was actually really effective at that because DC's also punching up at him. So, you know what I mean. From a boxing standpoint that when you start playing with people that are your size lengthwise and your size weight wise, that it starts getting weird, especially when you've been playing with people that are smaller than you.
Oh yeah, I definitely get that, but
so those are my only concerns. Do I think John could wrestle both of them?
Oh yeah.
And handle it? Obviously. Like, if John moves up, he's probably the best wrestler in the division, and he actually legitimately knows jiu-jitsu. John actually knows what to do on the ground. He often doesn't even have to, but he actually knows. Which is not something we can say from a lot of these guys.
True. And I think John's, when it comes to standing up, his movement, his footwork, just the overall fighting IQ and technique, Francis touches you, you're going out. Like, he didn't have to, we seen that with Cain, where he just barely clipped him, and like the commentators weren't even sure like what dropped him and put him out.
Right.
The superior footwork and movement, and then you add the fight IQ with that from Jones. It's like, I don't see Francis having a chance of really touching him unless John just gets completely sloppy.
I think we're in the same frame of mind. I think anybody who is worth their salt, who has watched John fight, knows that he's the best ever for a reason.
And I don't know how he's not pound for pound number one.
That's just Dana sliding John because John is fucking up. That's my opinion on that.
It's like, you see all these fighters take time off. They don't slip too much, but it's like if John takes a year off to make a significant change to the body, he gets in a little trouble, but he's John Jones. Like, who would he be without a little bit of controversy? It's like, why does he always have to power slide the hill?
So this is going to be kind of off topic, but along the lines of MMA. So, you know how I Facebook stalk people?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Best at it.
I'm pretty, like, I'm probably one of the best. If you want your information hidden from me, good luck. Like I won't, take weird lines like the dark web or anything like that. But I'll figure stuff out. You know what I
You
mean?
can probably make a
So
legit living as a PI.
I probably could. Like, but the thing is it's all like it begins with reaching. So like you have to give me some time.
Yeah.
like like I make inferences about people and then move on to see if I can find validation for those inferences. But I'm like, I've gotten pretty good at it. I've been doing it for a long time, right? I grew up in the MySpace era. Like, if you put somebody in your top 8, like I'm gonna look into it and see how you really feel about them. You know what I mean?
I heard you said this so and so about Jenny the other day at lunch. But I see she's your number 6. So what's up with that?
Exactly. So this is gonna be weird, but I'm gonna tell you the whole story. This. So there was this girl in high school, right?
Okay.
Overall, she's a crazy lady from when I met her, right? She showed up to my school like she was basically like one of those gypsy people that like she moved around too much but wasn't like an army brat or something like that, right?
Okay.
So she shows up to our high school, she joins the track team, and she's like, you can tell like she's poor, right?
Mm-hmm.
She don't know how to dress right, nothing, right? But we can also tell she's hot.
Ooh,
So
dangerous now.
obviously, the low end people start making their pitches, right?
Like, I got some hot.
I didn't know how to
pockets and
talk to
fucking
girls,
bagel bites.
so
Girl, what's up? Come through.
yeah. So I didn't know how to talk to girls back then. So obviously, I didn't ever make any headway. Neither did my buddies. But like, she dated one of the nerdy guys or whatever. And then after she left high school, she turned into like this pretentious bitch. And like, for some reason, it popped into my head. Like, her name popped into my head, and I was like, I wonder what she's up to now. Right?
Okay, I'm with you.
So I found her on Instagram, and she has like 30,000 followers. Like, still super attractive lady.
She got an OnlyFans?
But she's like, I doubt it. But she was super. The reason why her and I never got along was because she was like super left, like environmentalist, like would talk about like the power of women, Rage Against the Machine kind of lady. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm all for human rights and like progressiveness, but like,
You telling me she's definitely
there's
got
a level.
a deep crystal collection?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay.
Right? Like, she's definitely like one of those people that would like put vagabond somewhere in a bio. You know what I mean?
Got dreads.
Like one of those people.
Hair stanking.
So I find out she has a blog, right? She says she's a blogger. She's a travel blogger now. The lady that like kind of clowned me, she clowned me at one time because she said that she was in training to be an FBI agent, and apparently she lost all her motivation to go do this, right?
Is this while she was in high school?
I read.
She said that?
No. When she was in college.
Okay. Because that's how that works.
So, yeah. So, she I was reading through her blog, and she was talking. I was reading. There's a fitness portion of it, and I was like, "Oh, she likes fitness. Cool. I wonder what she has to say. I wonder how nonsensical this shit is, right?" And you know me, I love when people use ethos, right? The credibility argument, right? They try to say, "I've done this, so I know." Like, that would me being like, I was a weather forecaster. It's not going to rain today, even though I didn't look at anything today.
Yeah, you just running off your credentials.
Right. Like, if you believe me, then like you kind of believe me for not a good reason. Right. So she posts in there that she just mentions that she was a 2-time boxing national champion in college.
Ooh, okay. She got some hands on her.
So that's what I thought. I was like, oh, I remember she used to throw hands and show it on Instagram. I was like, I watched her hitting the mitts in the park, right? She plays touch butt in the park. She's one of those.
It's like, so it's making sense.
Right?
It's coming together.
So I Google her, right? I Googled this fight, and like, I wanted to do screen sharing with you today so that you could see this. All right, I see one of her matches, and it's literally just bite down on the mouthpiece with the headgear on and just swing.
Okay.
Like terrible boxing overall. Like some of the worst boxing that I've ever seen. And it occurred to me that women's basketball is not the only sport where women suck.
Oh shit. I don't know if I like where you're going with this.
Which is a long-winded joke, right? That basically I came to the realization that like just because you are a collegiate national champion in boxing doesn't mean you know how to box. She doesn't know how to box.
I get it.
Like literally dropping hands down Tyler Hero style before she's throwing. Just da 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 da. And I was like, you can't like you can become a national champion like that?
Well, here's my question, because she said
Seriously?
she's a two-time collegiate national champion, right?
Yeah.
What like organization, federation, like division is she fighting in? Because that's like me winning a Fuji and being like, I am a national champion jiu-jitsu player. What's up?
I mean, technically, I'm second in the nation at 140. No gi.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like I want to know what you
Number
like,
2. What's up?
like what organization, if there even was one, were you fucking fighting in? That you can get in here and put your
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that's like I'm sure she fuck you up in the girls' bathroom. I'm not saying that, but
Oh no! Like you throw her against like 95% of the women I've seen fight, and she fucks them up.
but she's
no
but
doubt.
she's not dealing like we're
Right?
talking about like women that train and can fight and like take this serious.
I just saw they squared up and threw the paws, and I was like, "Damn!" Like I give you credit because she was throwing combos, right? She'd eat one, she'd throw one. Like I was like, she knows how to throw a punch. She's getting leverage. But there was no like in and out of the pocket. There was no like slick footwork. I didn't see anybody pivoting off to the front foot. I didn't see setups. I didn't see hand like ties.
no
I didn't see any of that. No, none.
It's just
None.
I threw these combos in the gym and I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna fucking just stick them on you.
Yeah, and like I felt bad because like I kind of have some hate for this person, right? Like, and before she deleted me, she told me, she said, "I denied you for a date and you've been mad at me ever since." Not true.
Ooh,
Like
truth comes out.
I was actually a fan for the most part. I was like, "Oh, she's doing good stuff." Like I'm actually really supportive of the people that like are going and doing stuff. Like at one time, believe it or not, people, I liked Colin Kaepernick. Like I rooted for Colin Kaepernick. Right?
Yeah.
Like he's from my hometown. He went to my rival high school. That's pretty damn cool.
That's homegrown right there.
Like, yeah, like, so like even though I don't know people very well or like, I wasn't super close with them, it's still kind of cool. Kind of like you with Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
Like, would you ever in your right mind say that you were a friend of Cody Garbrandt's?
No, like I tried to fight him in high school, him and his brother.
Right. But you still root for Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah, because it's the home, like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, some people in your hometown get mad when you're like, oh, you're going to root for them now because they're doing something big. It's like, I'm going to root from anyone who's homegrown, where I'm from, you know what I mean? They came up how I came up, and they're doing well. We're adults now. I'm going to root for you. I want you to do well.
Facts.
I'm not petty.
Facts.
Like, who cares?
So, like, sadly, I had to say that her boxing was trash.
Well, you're just being honest at that point. You're not hating. Like, if
I was
that's
hoping
honesty.
to see good boxing. Like I was really hoping to see. You know what I mean? Like I wanted it. I wanted to see it. I wanted to comment. I wanted to be like, that was super clean. Good job. You know what I mean? But I didn't get to. Instead, I'm on the podcast saying Azriel Nikens is trashzilla at boxing. She's better than you. Don't get me wrong, but she's trash at boxing.
Now, you think I could take her?
Oh, I mean, easy. Like,
Tell her to pull up on
she
me.
probably would get frustrated that she couldn't even land. That's the funny part.
Tell her to pull up on me.
But like, yeah, it's a long-winded thing, but it was just like an insight to something that I did. Like, I'm kind of a clown and I do this, but
Well, you covered
like,
my...
I had to see. It's been like 7 years. I was like, I wonder what's happening, and the name pops in your head.
So,
You're like, oh, I wonder. She dated that dork with the red hair.
hey, be easy now. I got a little red up in here. So I have follow-up
No,
questions.
this dude had like curls all the way down and like one of those rock
You're going to
dudes
upset Brian
and
if you
like
keep going.
super dork. Super dork, bro. It was
Hurting Brian's
hilarious.
feelings.
Nah, I'm not hurting his feelings.
Follow-up
No, but
question.
it was funny shit.
Why did she block you exactly? Where did this go sideways?
Oh, man, so I cannot remember what it was, but I think she posted something like motivational, and I said something about like I did not agree with like her philosophy on life, essentially.
Yeah.
Like it was something like that that I was like, I don't agree with where you find motivation from.
Mm.
And
She took it personal that you're calling her out.
yeah, like she took it as like she couldn't have like a back and forth conversation like that. She had to like go into the other nonsense.
Which was,
You know what I mean? Like she had to get mad.
oh,
That's what I mean.
did you hit her on the comments or the DMs?
The comments.
Okay.
So like she outwardly portrayed her anger, and then like I went on to clown her for it,
As you should.
which I do to like everybody. But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's what you do. And she just came at you with like, I didn't go on a date with you, so you're just mad at me.
yeah, and then like didn't let me respond. She deleted me after she said that, and just like didn't let me do it, so that like her whole fan base just like parroted it. And yeah, you are strong.
Little virtue signaling from the background.
Oh yeah, like she was definitely one of those because you know I mean that you don't get 30,000 followers without making every like a large group of people like agree with you, right?
You have to entertain them in some
So
way. That's why I asked if she had an OnlyFans.
so like my cousin, right? My cousin last night posted a picture of like a fat girl and a skinny girl in a bikini and said that like you don't get to say like any hate towards the fat girl for wearing a bikini. She like all bodies are beautiful. And I said, you know what's not beautiful? Diabetes, heart disease,
Get 'em.
stuff like that. You know, like I do stuff like this on Facebook, but this is why people also delete me on Facebook because I don't agree with the whole idea that like you just get to say that you're pretty
I would like
when
to
you're
say
not.
all bank accounts are beautiful.
And
So when you're judging men and he's broke as hell and he's, you know what I mean, trying to sleep on the couch because just got kicked out of his mama's spot, don't you dare call him a bum. Don't you dare call him broke. Don't you dare say he's not worthy of you because all bank accounts are beautiful.
exactly, no matter how many zeros are on them.
Even if they are after the decimal.
I got 2/10 of a quarter. What's up?
What up, girl? You trying to dollar menu this joint?
Girl, you got $1.25 I can borrow?
I want a man that can take me out to dinner. Like, Trick, I just took you to McDonald's. I want to hear it from you.
I want a man that can take me out to dinner.
I'll get you a good dinner at the 7-Eleven.
Dude, I was talking about this with somebody at work. How like dates now, like dude, I'm so glad I'm not in the dating world. The way I see like people, like the way I see some of these females' Instagrams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! Like, so I follow this one girl. Like, I've been following her for like probably like 7 years or something like that. But she's from Minnesota, and it's her birthday. Her boyfriend took her to fucking Hawaii for her birthday. She's not even like, it's not even a big birthday. It's not like she turned 30 or something.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah, good for him, though.
Like, I know for real though, but it's like, that's some shit. Like, there's no way. I have never taken a woman on vacation for her birthday.
Well, maybe
Like,
that's why
I've
that
gone to
girl wanted
Monterey
go
with
out
my
you.
wife. Come on.
She's seen the signs.
Probably. You're probably right. He's broke.
He ain't trying to spend no money
He's
on
broke.
me. Moving on. I got holistic.
No, but
learning.
that's one of the things I loved about my wife was that we went to Mexican food for our first date. Like, well, technically we met at Starbucks. The next date was Mexican food, and then we went to Texas Roadhouse. Right?
Mhm.
That's why you get a Section 8 bitch. Right?
That's why you
Like,
get a what?
You should get a Section 8 bitch.
I don't know what you just said. Sex and aid?
You get a Section 8, bitch.
Section 8. Oh, well, yeah. Everything brand new to them. I made my bones off that in my youth. I'm going to take you to Olive
Yeah,
Garden.
like-
Olive Garden? He fancy.
My wife begs me to take her to Olive Garden. She wanted to go today.
I fuck with OGs.
I don't do Olive Garden because it messes up my stomach because too much gluten in that pasta.
Hey,
I gotta
that
get
microwave
the
be hitting back there. I'm just going to say that.
pasta. Facts.
Unwrap that
Facts.
joint, microwave, bring it to me. Let's go.
Facts. My grandfather, right? The one thing that stuck out with him about my grandmother was that she used to put extra butter on his popcorn at the drive-in.
That was the move, huh?
You know what I mean? Like, that was all you had to do, like in the 50s.
Well, I feel
You
like
ain't got to do nothing special.
I feel like that still reigns true today. Like, I like the little things.
Right, but you're pragmatic.
How dare you? I don't know what that means.
Like, you're practical.
Oh, yeah. Facts. I'm a simple
Yeah,
man.
like, we're not talking about practical people here. Like, could you imagine, like, let's put you in a hypothetical situation. You get a date with Kendall Jenner.
Can it be Ashanti?
Ashanti, I think Ashanti will let you, she'll let you do small timer, but like somebody who's too popular right now. Like, let's just say a Kardashian because they stick out these days,
All
right?
All right.
Right? What kind of date would you expect to have to take a Kardashian on?
One that I can't make happen.
Right, like, even if you could make it happen, which one would you take her on though? Like, because you're a practical dude, so you'd be like, "Hey, girl, you trying to go get you trying to get some El Polo Loco?"
here's where the finesse comes into play. I'm finna finesse.
All
them.
right.
You first date. You gotta know your bank account, gentlemen. I'm talking to you out there. Know your bank account. What are you capable of? What's your range? If you have to throw a Hail Mary, how much you got in the bank to Hail Mary with? You got $100, you got $200, or you got $40. You got to know that going in. So what I'm going to do is play the sentimental value. Let's be sweet. Let me meet you at like a coffee shop so we can talk.
You gonna meet Kendall Jenner at a coffee shop.
Hold on. Bear with me. Coffee shop. We're just going to stop and go because what I have planned, we're going to want some energy and be peppy for. So I'm already putting in their mind that this isn't low key like a coffee shop. Like he's cooking something up. So I'm going to go with it. We go to like some like either walk through garden or art museum. Like, you know how they have them joints, especially in Phoenix, where you can just like go walk through and like look at the stuff. We walk through.
But you looking, you ain't buying.
We ain't buying. We just looking at stuff. Expensive stuff, and we ain't buying it. So we got our coffee in hand. I'm $12 deep, and we're rolling already. Maybe I'm $30 deep after I pay admission to get in here, but we're still cooking under $50. And now we're talking, and we're walking, and we're talking, and you're spitting the game. You're putting the charisma on. You're unloading the mind. Let them know, like, oh, he knows about stuff. He can read. This man reads books. Keep it cooking the other way. Line up the taco truck on the other end. Oh, taco truck, I'm hungry. I'm hungry too. Ha ha ha. It's like not expected to be fancy because it's a taco truck. Something like that. Something quick. Sit down on the park bench. Yada, yada, yada. Time your day. Sunset. Romance. We're in there. Let's go. Then start upping the game, upping the charisma, talking your talk. Let's get a little touching on the leg. You know what I mean? Let's start making it happen. After that, you trying to Uber back or grab some drinks over here, yada yada. Just play it how it goes. You know what I mean? I can't tell you everything. You gotta feel the moment. Once that's said and done, pop a blue chew and do what you do. We're out of here. Let's go. Now I'm on TMZ because I got a Kardashian pregnant. Let's go.
That's the Husky Messiah's advice to pull a Kardashian and get her pregnant for less than $50.
That, gentleman, is how you have a date on a budget without looking like you a bum ass boy.
I get that. And like, I'm with you. All I'm saying is that these women's out here on the Instagram don't play the shit that easy.
No.
Right? I look, I'm not in the game. And I love it. I'm super happy. I'm married. I don't have to play this shit. This is great. right? But I see that. I see these dudes out here. They're doing a lot. I see old ladies that look like they're stingy walking around with Louis Vuittons, right?
Probably got it at the
Like
swap meet.
it's scary. It's scary out there. I'm scared for y'all.
As you should.
I really am. Like the downfall of society is going to be designer clothing.
We're already getting there.
We're making our men and our women poor.
Yep. Sidebar conversation. Did you see those Virgil Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones that they're teasing?
No, I did not.
Those joints are clean. Clean. I'm not an Air Force One kind of guy. I'm also not a huge fan of like these luxury sneaker collabs because they're usually over the top and they're too much. You know what I mean? But these joints,
I'm protesting.
These joints are on par. I might need those.
I'm protesting the sneaker game right now.
I'm gonna need y'all to donate to my Cash App though, so I can afford them. Let's be honest.
Michaela has on her tablet. She's got the clicks on now.
The clicks.
She got them clicks. I'm not a click fan on my phones and my devices. I don't like it to make all the clicks.
No. Oh,
you know what I mean?
When you hit the buttons, there's like.
Dook, 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 dook. I'm not a fan. Like it's too much for me. I wanted to ask you a few of these.
I'm down.
Like just for content's sake, yeah, if you want. You ready? Husky Messiah answers the internet. Thank you, Barstool Sports. I'm stealing your content. Sorry.
Talk to me now.
If your girl had to wear a mascot head during sex for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
Ooh-wee. She got to wear a oh, dang. That's tough for the rest.
Tell me you go with the Buckeye.
Yeah, like I'm kind of. What else? I'll be clapping the hell out of Brutus's cheeks all day, every day.
He's too big of a Buckeye fan. He's doing
and
it.
It's like it's a good shape and it's soft and like felty, so it's kind of perfect because whether it's like from the back or missionary, like I can low key like lay my head, and give my neck a break. My head's big. My neck is fucked up. My neck be getting tired, so I could really like get into
Brutus
it.
Like
you know
a
what I
pillow?
mean? I could hold on to that shit. Like it's just good proportions for what I got happening.
Would you wear your own mascot head?
I don't think so.
What if you had to wear one? Would you also wear the Brutus one?
Facts.
Yeah, you would go.
We busting nuts.
I feel
Buckeyes.
like as a Stanford fan, that it would be really weird if I showed up with a tree and had a little branch hanging out the front.
Yeah, that's not a good aesthetic. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's not.
It's a big,
just
a big
just
fuzzy
little branch.
green tree.
Yeah, my mascot does not play. I'd have to choose like something else.
And you can really,
and I can't think of a mascot.
You can get childish with the wordplay too, with the Buckeye nut. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
Yeah, facts. I'm trying to think. Like for me personally, what mascot I would choose, because like that's a toughie for me.
I mean, you definitely don't want to wear a Jerry Jones mask for the rest of your life.
No, facts. I'm not
official
playing this game.
mascot
I don't really have one.
Cowboys.
I don't know. Mask I would wear. I would have my partner have to wear. Man,
what is the Warriors
tough.
mascot? I don't even know.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one for you.
And like the mortal enemy, maybe the duck, the duck head from the Oregon Ducks. I don't know.
Just hate.
Not because I like them, but because I hate
You're basically
them.
just gonna hate fuck them for the rest of your life. Get a little.
I mean,
into that BDSM shit. Start choking the duck.
Yeah, I mean that could get dangerous, especially after like a loss.
Smacking it around a little bit. What if every time you smack the duck, it quacked? You sitting there like smack, quack, smack, quack.
Does it bother you if a girl you're dating makes more money than you?
No, not at all. Does it bother me if she makes more money? I've been trying to get a sugar mama my whole life. Trying to talk my girl that I have now into making it big so I can just stay at home and clean in my drawers all day.
Is there an amount of money that's too much money for a girl to make? Like, could you date like a billionaire?
Yeah, like if she knew that I'm broke
What
as
if she
hell
what if
going
she
into
gave
it,
you
then
none?
yeah.
What if she gave you nothing?
What if she gave me nothing?
Yeah.
That's fine as long as
What
she's
if
like
like
paying
she
for shit.
only like funded your mutual debts?
Say it again.
What if she only funded like your mutual debts?
I'm 100% okay with that.
You're 100% okay with
No
that?
worries, but if we're going out, I'm not paying. That's mutual. That's you, girl.
Sounds good.
I'll rub your legs when we get home. Get that olive oil popping.
If you had to watch your biggest enemy fuck the woman of your dreams in order for you to marry her, would you do it?
No, I don't want no part of that scuzz. I probably would still watch and then pop them both at the end. That's what you get.
The woman of your dreams.
Yeah, that's what she.
She's it. She's the best.
Well, obviously I don't choose well.
Also, who's your biggest enemy? First of all,
I don't know. I got two names that come to mind, but for my mom's sake, I won't say them on here. But I have two different people.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
'Cause my mom would be upset if I aired these people out. She's gonna think she knows who it is, but she probably don't.
Yeah, I could see why that would be a no-go because it's your biggest enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. That's a no from me.
I'll still watch, just so I can be in a room with them and then just, you know what I mean, get it back afterwards.
Your mom and your girlfriend switch bodies. The only way to get them back to normal is to bang one of them. Which one do you bang?
I don't even know how to I don't even know how to ingest what you just asked me. And I know, right? I know this happened. I'm aware of the situation.
Yeah, you gotta know. You're aware. They're like, hey, we want to go back to our normal bodies.
I ain't got it for you. Y'all stuck.
Y'all stuck?
Y'all stuck. I'm probably gonna develop a drug addiction and disappear. fall into like self I don't know, just I'm gonna fall into a tragic story of drug addiction and self-hate and disappear off the map, and no one will ever hear from me again. Y'all gonna have to figure it out.
Hold on.
I feel uncomfortable even having to think about that.
Let me bring you back up.
Okay.
One more. Can you still go to your barber if he's extremely racist?
Well, fun fact, most of my barbers in my adult life have been extremely racist, but against white people, and I'm fully okay with that, so yes.
Extremely racist, but as long as it's against the proper people.
Yeah, I mean, most of them, when I go the first time, I feel like I can feel the hate in their heart coming right at me. And then they realize that we're of the same mindset, and then all's well.
This dude up. That was my answer. Was yeah, with no limitations.
And I really like my barber, so
You just ain't gonna get tipped as much.
that's fair.
Like if you cut good hair, but you're like, those are some and like you mean it, you ain't getting a good tip. But you cut my hair good, like best haircut ever. Like I gotta go. Like it's the best haircut.
Well, my thing is like, I don't like white people. And it's like, okay, I don't either. Let's go. All's well here.
Facts. But what if it was a white barber that was like, I don't like black people?
I don't think I could do that.
And obviously didn't say it like that.
I don't think I could do that. I could maybe.
You couldn't do that?
No, that'd be too weird. I couldn't do it.
Best haircut ever, though. Best haircut.
I'm not pretty enough for that
Only
to matter.
good haircut. Hold on.
I'm not pretty enough
Only good
for the
haircut
best
in
haircut to matter to me.
You can't get a good... Every time you go get your haircut anywhere else, it gets fucked up.
I basically have lived that life for some years already. So I can take it. Like I said,
You can handle it being chopped up.
if it was like,
looking like you went through a...
I've been to sports clips. I know the fucking tragedy that can happen. But
I'm probably still getting my haircut.
I don't know, man. I like to say that
Just because it's a haircut.
I'm a Vegas 7.5, and I'm Ohio 8.5. And like, what are you gonna do with
What are
this
you in
haircut?
an
You're just gonna
Aldi,
give me a
though?
half a point? I'm like, get out of here.
What are you in an Aldi?
An Aldi.
Yeah.
What is an Aldi? You talking about the grocery store?
Yeah, what are you? What's your rating in an Aldi?
If I'm in an Aldi's, I'm a 10, kid. I got enough bread to buy out the fucking store. And I took a bath that day. I'm killing it. I am killing the effing game in there.
So I saw
I'll leave my quarter
a
in the
reel of
cart. Y'all can have it. Fuck out of here.
this chick on a reel. She's like, "Look, I'm an LA 5, I'm a Midwest 7, but I'm an Aldi 10."
I'm with her. She's got the right mindset. I bathed
That
today.
shit's funny to me.
I have money in my bank account, and my shoes don't show my toes. I'm killing it in Aldi's. Let's go.
Facts. I don't go to Aldi very
As
often,
you shouldn't.
but if I was single, I might show up more.
Why? You're just gonna find girls that stink. Like, maybe if they work there, they might have something going, but at the same time, like, if you work here, either you're in a really...
But then they're gonna be young.
Well, if you're in a really small
Stupid.
town, it makes sense, because I heard, like, they don't pay bad for small towns. But
That makes sense.
if you're in Aldi's in a big
Grocery
city...
store girls are never good because they're either like young and like dumbass college girls, or they're like old and fucked up.
Yeah, little meth tooth.
Am I wrong?
No, you're on point there.
Like we're not talking a Target. Like Target, there's a big variance.
Yeah, you can make a living
Right?
at Target. Target.
Right. But like not at an Aldi.
Unless like you're like a young student, college girl, high school, like that is appropriate, but that's not what we're looking for. We're grown ass men out here.
Well, I'm not looking for anything. Just make that clear. But if I was looking, I'm not looking at Aldi.
Mm-mm.
You're right. You're 100% right.
The girls smell like the milk. Sour. Mm-hmm. What else you got
Milk
for
smells
me?
bad to begin with. That was it. Besides, I had one for you the other day. Which disability do you think would be worst to have in a fight?
In a fight.
Like you got to fight, but you have to have a disability.
Mm.
Which one is the worst
The worst?
or the best? Which one's the best? You can go to best
I'm
too.
gonna go worst. If I
PTSD. That's probably the best.
Oh, that'd be
right?
the best to have because you just be game time. It's game time.
right?
Turn it over. That man wants to kill me. Like he's like, I'm just trying to square up over $6, and you're like, this is to the death now.
Right.
Like that's the one to
I feel
have.
like
if you wanna
PTSD
win.
goes hard at a fight.
That's how you take the W.
To me, yeah.
If you can't,
Like we got that out of the way. PTSD.
if you can't use your legs, you're in trouble in a fight.
So no legs.
Or like, actually,
Well,
I think
I-
no
see-
legs would be better than having legs that don't work. Like if you're a paraplegic or whatever, and you can't use your legs, but they're still there.
See, me, I think one leg.
Because I can I can
Missing
at least
one
throw
leg.
an up kick.
A
if I got
single
one leg.
amputee. You gonna land right on your head.
No, I'm saying like if you put me on the ground already, right? I could throw an up kick.
Oh, yeah.
I could throw like a little calf kick with one leg. And if I have no legs, they're not getting in my way. They're not holding me back and inhibiting me. I can like do some sick Eminari rolls and try to do some wild stuff. But if I got two legs that don't move and they just weighing me down, that's a problem.
I mean, real quick though, like I have to ask this, but is a physical disability worse than a mental disability
I don't know.
in a fight?
In a fight? Let me think about that.
Like obviously we're not talking like just getting your ass beat as like a vegetable. Like that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like you're capable of getting in a fight, right?
Mm-hmm. I still think it's worth.
Like I guess
depends.
Down syndrome. Do you think it would be worse to have Down syndrome or
I don't know. In high
like-
school, I watched. We had some twins with Down syndrome, and one time I watched this dude peel the fuck out of somebody. So he was not like his brother was kind of like shy and wasn't trying to have it, but the one got mad enough that he started letting him fly. And I was like, "Oh, you getting low key dealt with?"
That makes sense. So like I was just wondering. I guess Anxiety's pretty bad.
And we count anxiety as a full
Like
disability.
crippling
though?
anxiety would be rough.
You know what I mean? Like
Like cowardice, like
where's the
old
line
school
on
anxiety,
disability?
like you're a coward.
Like a Sam from Game of Thrones. They're like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you fight? He's like, I'm just a coward. Like that's not a disability. They don't count for the sake of what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, facts. But I think physical disability is way worse in a fight.
I think it just kind of depends what you got going on.
The reason why this came up was how toxic am I on a basketball court?
Oh, like fucking Rick and Morty in that one episode where they tried to cleanse themselves.
Right. So, like, I was watching Hansel play, right? That's his
Hansel,
name?
yeah.
The dude with one arm.
He's killing it.
And I'm watching him get hype with these people. I would probably try to fight that dude. Not going to lie. Like, if he shows up to LA Fitness and he's that hype, screaming on my face after he dunked on me, like, I'm probably shoving that dude, and I'm fully willing to get in an altercation with that guy. Like, at that point, like, you're stunting on me hard enough. Like, you're dunking on me with one arm. Like, you don't got to get in my face about it. I'm probably going to try to at least instigate you to want to fight me. And if you swing, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that you only have one arm.
Well, and I'm going to give you what I'm usually hearing from the world is, I want to be treated like everyone else. Go run them hands like everybody else then. Or hand, I guess, in this case. Go run that hand.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, like Hansel's got a small...
He gets too much, man.
He gets in people's faces, so I know what you're talking about, because he does get mad disrespectful. And I'm the same thing as you. Is like, I like a little playful trash talk on the court. Technical difficulties, stand by. Beep.
You have to. In basketball, you have to react. That's why you're screaming in his face.
You got to get...
You're trying to instigate a tech, but there ain't no technical fouls in LA Fitness, son. We run them hands.
There ain't no refs on the... I always tell people, too, that like you can tell those kids that like hooped with an official their whole lives, whether it's AAU, high school, or whatever. You get to the rec center, the LA Fitness, wherever you're at, and you want to play like that, but there's no ref, you're going to upset me, and I'm going to get chippy with you. Because we ain't going to play like shorts grabbing and like hooking and like elbowing and stuff, like things that you do to sneak past the referee, right? But there is no referee. So I like to say this is a gentleman's ball. We were playing a gentleman's game. And I always tell them, too, I'm like, I was like, you don't want me to start matching you. You don't want me to match that energy. Then they get mad and they get chippy. And then, you know, I do what I like to do and let them know what's up. And then all of a sudden they're looking around wanting somebody to like, why is he acting like this? No. Why were you acting like this?
Facts.
But I'm gonna treat you the same
way. That's how I feel too.
Them. Like if you want to get disrespectful and start acting up too much, then you know you get what you get.
Because I've seen a lot of this in basketball lately, right? It started with the Nick Breeze, who by the way deleted me. He blocked me because I clowned his ass way too hard.
Nick Breeze,
like
is
actually
the
in the DMs,
of the dudes we're talking about right now.
Facts. Like Nick Breeze will get out there, get in your face as long as he's got his homies around him. Like, he's down, but he never fights. Like, you never watch the dude fight.
It's all clickbait.
Right? Because he actually can't fight. Right? Like, the other dudes will fight. Chris was down to fight.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the thing is, like, people are going to be like, this is toxic masculinity. It's really not. This is grown men in a competitive environment, in a competitive nature, and there's a fine balance between being competitive, emotional, and also respectful. If you play this the right way, a lot of times, and this is the majority, you can get chippy, you can exchange words, talk trash, kind of like, you know what I mean? Have a concerning display on the court, game over, slap hands, be respectful, all's cool, walk it off, right?
Yeah.
It's just some people, such as like Nick Breeze, that take it to the next level. Like, you say wild stuff. You say things that are going to garnish a reaction from it. You say things that are disrespectful. It's not so much about who's better at the hooping at this point. It's like, you may be better than me. I'm sure Nick Breeze is probably somewhat better than me at basketball. I don't know that, but I'm assuming because I'm out of shape and I don't play as much. But it's the way you carry yourself, kind of like sportsmanship you're taught as a kid. There are consequences to the way you carry yourself, and you're going to disrespect people. Sometimes people ain't going to just take that shit from you.
I'll be honest with you. I wanted to hoop with Nick Breeze, but I wouldn't actually be there to hoop. Like, I let him run 11-0 on me. I don't give a damn. Like,
you coming in there pre-charged.
You know
have a pre-drawn up agenda, though. You guys have had back and forth
like
interactions.
I'm hacking this dude. Like Nick Breeze, you find me on the court, I'm hacking the shit out of you, and you're gonna want to fight, and I'm gonna clown you in front of all your cameras and tell you that you don't actually want to fight. Like I would for sure do that to you. Like I told this dude Instagram, this other guy, he was telling me about that step through bullshit, right? So when you pick up your pivot foot on a post move in order to step through and shoot,
Yeah.
right? You know as well as I know that if you pull that shit at LA Fitness, I'm calling you for a travel. Everybody's calling you for a travel. I don't care if it's legal. I'm calling that shit.
Controversy now because now it is legal, but like half the generations don't know that.
Facts.
I have that in my rec league. We have an old
legal.
ref that calls shit like that. And I'm like, hey man, you got to know about the gather rule. You got to know about the step through. You know what I mean?
Facts. And like, it's legal, right? And I was telling this dude, I was like, it's legal. I give you respect. Like you're right. It's legal. But if you do that in front of me, I'm calling it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get mad, and then you're probably gonna, like, a gentlemanly thing to do would be to pull up from 3 and shoot for it.
Yeah, shoot for it.
Right?
That's the golden rule of the court.
Like,
you shoot for it.
Yeah, you shoot for it. Ball don't lie, right? But how often do you see people do ball don't lie anymore?
It's hard. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't see it happen. You don't see people do it anymore.
I'm quick to go to that.
All these 3-point shooters, and they don't do it.
At this point in my life, I don't want to sit here and listen to it. You know what I mean? Because it just upsets me. It just annoys me. So I'm quick to go to like shoot for it, shoot for it, shoot for it, shoot for it. And it's like, I remember 10 years ago, you didn't think about it. Like, all right, shoot for it. And I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? And now it's like, they don't like, I even had some people the other day, like a couple weeks ago, refuse to shoot for it. He's like, no, I ain't shooting for that shit. And I'm like, I was like, then you don't have an argument. Like, I don't want to hear you talk if you're not even willing to shoot for it.
Facts. Like, it's not that serious, right? But it is that serious because, like, it's a gentlemanly way to go about it.
Courtesy
and, like, for sure,
court.
people on here, if they're, like, I know that that's not a travel, but I also don't agree with picking up your pivot foot, especially if there's, like, a huge delay from when you pick up your pivot foot, like that slow step through. I'll count the fast one, but we ain't doing, like, we ain't doing this slow, like post move Euro step bullshit that people are trying now.
They slow way down and they basically stop. Because you're not, I don't, by the rule, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you're allowed to stop. It has to be like a fluid motion, right?
Facts. But you're seeing people do it like they're like stepping through with their pivot foot and then like throwing up a layup after they've been like pivoting around and doing it. And I'm like,
not here for that.
No. No. Right? And I said the messages. I think I said it to you. And I told him, I said, you're going to get mad, and then I'm going to leave your unconscious carcass on the court in front of your friends. Like, that's what's going to happen. Like, I hate to say it, but don't do that shit. Just play like a gentleman, because he said, we ain't going to do nothing but count the bucket. And I was like, okay.
Well, I want to throw this out there. We are not proposing that people go to the hoop and just want to fight, because that is not the intent.
Facts.
I've never went there saying that I'm just going to find somebody to get in a fight with. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I have went to the court knowing that there's like some turds there and like mentally being like, they're going to try some dumb shit. So just kind of like having like that in the back of my mind that some weird stuff might happen today. But that's about as far as it goes. I don't go there wanting to fight somebody. However, I have a problem as a grown man of not letting you disrespect me or my people. So if someone wants to act out, I'm willing to kind of like push. I'm not just going to let you run wild. I'm going to push back against that and be like, all right, cool. That's enough. You know what I mean? I'm going to have something to say like chill out or like watch it. You know what I mean? Especially if you're playing dirty and like taking chip shots and elbows and stuff. Because I feel like that happens to me a lot. And I feel like you could attest to that. People want to get chippy with me. And it's like, I'm not the one. Because I'll match you.
Facts.
You might whoop me, and that's fine if you want to whoop me, but I'm going to match you the whole way until we get there.
And to me, I've gone to the basketball court. I go to the basketball court amplified, right? I am hypersensitive to disrespect on the court. It's part of it's one of my problems.
Spooling up,
right?
You always spool up in the car ride.
But that being said, right, I've only pretty much gotten mad over actual signs of disrespect. Like, Like running traps when the out of bounds is the wall. You don't run the trap.
Oh, that doesn't bother me.
Like, you don't run a half court trap on that. I don't like that shit. Especially if, like, I don't have teammates that are fucking paying attention. Like, I get it. It's exploitative. And, like, you're right. Like, basketball IQ-wise, you're right.
Yeah.
But, like, you're not playing gentlemanly. Right? Because if, like, we're going to be okay with checking up at half court, like, let's be okay with, like, not running the trap. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
to me,
I get that. Those things don't bother me. What bothers me is like things that could potentially hurt me, like undercutting me on layups.
For sure. But you get hacked all the time. I don't get hacked as much as you do because I'm small.
Like if you undercut me
like
and take my
people are
legs
more
out
like
while I'm doing a
ticky-tack with
layup,
me.
like that's how I pop my knee. So I'm gonna go 0 to 100 for you real quick. I'm gonna let you know that
Right.
you don't do that.
Right. And I told him, like in an example, I told him, he's like, it's legal. I don't know why you'd have a problem with it. And I was like, well, so is taking a charge and pick up.
That's unwritten. You just don't do it.
Like, you don't take a charge and pick up, right?
It's too subjective, and the risk isn't worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, you've seen me do it, but as an asshole.
Yeah, you're being facetious.
Yeah. Like, I'll just like calling reach-in fouls that are like when I still maintain possession. I've done that too.
There's no point.
But that's it. I only do that if someone else is calling ticky-tack shit.
You're doing it in retaliation.
I'll
You're
do
not
it.
Initiating.
Yeah. Right. But this is what I mean. Like, those are the type of things that start arguments. Right?
True.
And then those are the type of things that get blown up. And then people either shoot for it or need to do something about it.
Yeah. If you're going to fight, that's
how
why
I
I
do.
love when we would hoop in Barksdale. It's like, if you're going to fight, go get it in the corner real quick to where there's no camera and then get back to the game before anyone knows. Or shoot for it and let's keep rolling because we're trying to keep going and there's somebody who's got next and next and next and next and down after that.
Or just check up.
Check it up or shoot for it and keep
I'm
it
even
pushing.
okay with checking up. Like, that's the thing is, like, I'm okay that if, like, I call travel on you and you're like, hell no, I didn't travel, right?
Fine.
You pull that.
Take it and check up.
And they're like,
Your boss
I'm
too.
like, that's a travel. Just check up. Like, I'll let you even have the rock. Check up.
Yeah. If it's going to be to where we're subjectively going back and forth because we don't have no replay or anything like that, then just keep the ball, check it up, and let's keep going. And just know that you was close at the very least.
You let me show up at the DJI now with the stabilizer. We might have replay.
Run that shit back. Reset the game clock.
Technology's getting to the point. Yeah, 25 seconds. Shot clock 24 or 14 or 12 or whatever.
All right.
Whatever they do after.
I got to change the pace for you.
What's up? What you got?
The W&O results from Friday.
I didn't even watch.
Craig Jones
My flow grappling.
and Marino. How the hell you say Pedro's last name? Marino. Craig Jones took that L by unanimous decision. Now, I say this to say this as well. The man Nicky Rod also lost to El Monstro, Elder Cruz. I think that was a split decision. Yeah, it was a split decision.
Split.
Is the B team actually the B team?
Yeah, so I didn't watch, but from an athletic perspective, if you split up your crew
Yeah.
and you leave your coach and then you do worse, then you have lost value.
I agree. Because Nicky Rod and Craig Jones, not undefeated by any stretch of the imagination. However, their success rate seemed to much higher. And this is, I will say, a small test pool since they split up. But Craig Jones took an L. Nicky Rod's taking L's. It's like, from what I seen with that match with Pedro, because Craig Jones was supposed to match up with Andrew Wiltsig, right? That didn't come to fruition, but looking at what I seen there, Craig Jones was taking that L too.
Well, that's the crazy part. PSF went 3-0.
Mm-hmm. I seen the Hillbilly Hammer got that finish.
Did
you get a finish?
And they added, inside heel hook.
Yep. And then Mikey, He took the unanimous decision, retained the title.
Yep. Yep. And then Pixley also decision. But PSF has added, with Mikey, added value to that team.
Yeah, their stock is going up.
Right.
Where I feel like Nicky Rod and the B team, though they make great content on YouTube and all that, because the content is definitely flowing heavier and very entertaining, their competitive success story is taking a decline.
Well, the thing is that from what I've seen, the personality trait that exists among the Pedigo submission fighting crew is different than that of the Danaher Death Squad. The differences in personality and how they viewed their jiu-jitsu, right? The Pedigo submission fighting guys are nerds. A lot of them are nerds. A lot of them are willing to do internalized study, right? They're willing to study on their own with their teammates, which is different than when you have a mega genius in jiu-jitsu like John Danaher doing it for you.
Constantly just getting feedback off
right?
of him.
So when you lose, basically, it's basically like if someone took away all my instructionals, right?
Yeah, it's like, what do you got?
You take away my instructionals, I'm like I'm going to go to class and suck for the next 15 years. Like, I'm never going to be good. Like, I love my gym. But I will never be a premier jiu-jitsu athlete at my gym. I hate to say it, it will not occur. It is not the culture that exists at my gym.
You just don't have the environment either. Like, let's be honest. You
Too many white
have
belts.
one purple belt?
Two
purple belts.
Two purple belts. And like a handful of blues.
Handful of blues.
Coaches of brown.
And I'm not...
We can go cross-train at other gyms that have more. But that being said, even then, the culture that exists there is a very traditional jiu-jitsu. Like, you go to class, you roll, you go to class, and you roll. And, like, I don't see, like, you see the morning sessions, like, them linking up. You got a purple belt to watch over you guys. Mm-hmm. It's really cool, but it's different than the way Pedigo submission fighting goes about theirs, which was... They have drill days. Like, they drill during the day. They actually drill. Those dudes actually study. They have dudes that are just wanting to be brainiacs. Like Mikey Musumeci, or however you say his last name, just released an instructional on an anatomical guide to a straight footlock. The dude's a nerd.
Nerd assassins, as Joe Rogan likes to say.
Right. He studied Barambolos pretty much on his own with his sister. Right? Who does that?
I can't even.
That's a different kind of breed. That's a John Danaher type of brain.
Very, very Danaher-esque.
In a competitor. Right?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
I don't see that from Craig Jones, and definitely don't see that from Nicky Rod. Nicky Rod still seems like the kind of guy that is doing jiu-jitsu because he wants to be a competitive athlete. He's not doing jiu-jitsu because he loves jiu-jitsu specifically. I see him doing jiu-jitsu because he likes to be Nicky Rod, which is different.
Well, and I feel like
when I see Mikey Musumeci, he seems like he likes jiu-jitsu, like legitimately, like just really likes jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and I think Nicky Rod's different too in the fact that he's younger in the game than these other guys we're talking about. So there is like,
oh yeah, like we can't forget that he hasn't had as much time.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
to get good at the game.
His success rate has exceeded his like training life. So there is that. So we have to take that factor into account. But as far as like Craig Jones, he was highly successful before he got with Danaher and them. I felt like he got better when he was with Danaher and them. So it's curious to see how it is in the post Danaher era.
It seems like John Danaher is just really, really, really hard to deal with as a person, and so is Gordon Ryan.
Mm-hmm. And it makes sense because, like,
that,
have you ever seen their interviews or their Instagram feeds, Twitter accounts? Like, they don't bite their tongue on anything.
Why would they?
Exactly.
Like, that's not who they are. Like,
But that's
it's okay.
how you get to be highly successful like that. Sometimes it takes an abrasive personality. Like, if social media existed in the 90s, nobody would have liked Michael Jordan. Let's be real.
There would have been some people like me that probably would have still liked him. But yeah,
Well, I
I
mean,
get
he'd
what
still
you're
have
saying.
a following, kind of like Gordon Ryan and them do.
Yeah. Right.
But the world is an open, like, concept. It's not just going to be, like, all inviting and, like, yo, it's cool. It's just Gordon.
I just think it's interesting though that like you had lost so much value by splitting up the Danaher Death Squad.
I think
Like,
people like
that
me,
was a good plan, and it worked.
I had the idea that, like, what does Nicky Rod look like a few years down the road without Danaher? Is he like a rival to Gordon because they're about the same size? And I'm nowhere putting him into the skill category, and because definitely without the experience. But it's just like down the road, what's that look like? Similar in age, body style, physique.
Well,
And I feel like now we see
who
that
at the
that isn't
Danaher
even
Death
a
Squad?
concern.
Well, who at the Danaher Death Squad is really going to be watching the film with that detailed of an eye? Like, that's the thing is John Danaher will literally sit there and micromanage all your technique.
And that's all he's doing because
That's really hard to find
he's
in a
not
coach.
training. He's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not training. He's just nerding. You have a guy that is just completely cerebral about your jiu-jitsu. Imagine that. Like, look, part of the thing is I want to be a coach in jiu-jitsu, and this is part of the thing that I would like to do, is just be the brain behind other people's jiu-jitsu, because I think it works gloriously. At this point in time, having someone else to be your brain is really important.
Yeah, you need that
Because
outside
jiu-jitsu is
opinion.
endless. Jiu-jitsu is endless. And if you're really proficient at one thing, it also leaves holes in the other things.
Yeah.
So
It's a give take on whatever you're doing. I do wonder.
also,
Oh, go ahead.
this game is over, by the way.
Oh, all right.
It is not over, but just a second here.
I'm gonna keep talking about the B team.
And
while
Mike
you're
Evans
doing
just
that,
scored a
but
touchdown. Go
my
ahead.
thought is, I just would like to know the exact terms and relations that they separated on. Because is it possible for like
Possible?
Is it possible for them to you know what I mean? mend the hurt feelings, patch the relationship, and get it back together. Is that even possible? Because I don't know how they split. You know what I mean? Is there hard lines in the sand? Because you do have Gordon's brother over there with the B team. I mean, it's his brother. They can't be like out of sync.
They can't be.
Excuse me.
Yeah. What do we got here?
But yeah, for me, it's just like is the B
20
team.
to
It looks like it's
27.
shaping up to actually truly be the B team.
3:20 left on the clock. Rams ball.
That shit's over.
20 to 27. Down by one touchdown. Tampa Bay is down by one touchdown. This is getting sticky to me. 3 and out here. This shit's over. Brady's going to march him down.
Well, that's what Tom Brady does. 2-minute drill Tom.
Facts. It was interesting that Aaron Rodgers couldn't do that. But yeah, the jiu-jitsu side of that, like you would like to see Danaher have all that talent again. But the thing is I think eventually John Danaher will find other talent.
I feel like when
A guy like that has plenty of people that are going to be itching to be trained by him.
you stole the words out of my mouth. It was like his pool to pick from is as deep as anybody can get.
I mean, if John Danaher called you right now and was like, "Hey, I want you to train," would you do it
Yeah.
full time?
Oh, I'm cool.
You're gonna eat ramen.
I got disability checks. Let me pull up on you.
All right. So you would do it.
Oh yeah. If he was like, I really want to make you my next protege, I'm like, all right, give me like a month.
Me Me with the probably 2 herniated discs in my back, I'm gone at this point. I don't want to be that. I would hang out with him.
Okay.
Like,
Get in line, kid.
I'd love to be an assistant coach. Sorry, I'm trying to 2:32 left on the clock. Fumble.
Who fumbled?
Rams.
Uh-oh. Who got it back?
Tampa Bay ball. Tampa Bay ball, 2:25.
Interesting. Here we go, 2-minute Tom. Let's see if he's got it.
2:25. I can't believe he just fumbled that ball. What a great strip. You got to go through both hands on the ball through the line, cuz. Come on, that's young and stuff. You know that. You're late in the game. You already got the yardage. Oh man, Sean McVay is going to lose his mind.
I was just really trying to see Matt Stafford like finally get a ring. Like give that man an effing ring. You know what I mean?
He's out here partnering up with Timothy McVeigh.
Tim here.
His name's Sean McVay.
I know.
But you know who Timothy McVeigh was, right?
It sounds really familiar. I know. I went to school
Isn't he
with
the
Michael
Oklahoma City
McVay.
bomber?
I think he ended up being a pedophile.
What is happening here?
Don't quote me on that. I know he got caught up in some business, but I don't know what the court's ruling was.
Yeah, I got to see the rest of this game. They're at the 26-yard line. False start. Did we get a false start? 2nd and 5, false start. Come on. This is crazy. Dude, the NFL games have been crazy.
I mean,
We've just got good football this year.
what upsets already? Big ones.
You trying to lock this up?
Yes. Let's wrap this shit up so we watch
Let's
football.
lock this up. Left hooks are free. Right hooks are always half off. Follow us on Substack. You'll find my posts somewhere on that. If you like to bet, go on there. If you like to read as opposed to listen, go on there. We also have the White Belts on the Wild page, which has been dull lately because we haven't been competing and my back's been hurt. I've been training. Jacob, a.k.a. Lee, is out with COVID. And my guy over here is busy and blue collar working. So
Working, man.
we got some downtime right now, but we'll be back in the jiu-jitsu game. Love you guys. See you guys later. Go ahead, and if you want to say something.
Donate to my Cash App, Husky Messiah, at the Cash App, if you want me to have nicer things, just because. No reason. Just give me some fucking money. And I'm out.